Hello everyone, here we are again having some crafty fun. Today you're going to learn how to make these beautiful tags. This one is like the final product. That's what's going to come out of your ScanNCut. But the beauty of this is you have this basic shape, and here where you see the cat, you can add any image you want. I actually had 3 examples here for you. On the right you can see a ballerina. On the left, this is it, my favorite, I have to say, because I am a dog person. You've just added a dog, but here my ballerinas, you know me, you've been here with me having some fun for a while, and I have a passion for ballet. So that one is actually a shaker tag, and I'm going to teach you at the end how to make that kind of tag, okay? So 3 tags, but it's basically the same shape. I'm going to teach you how to design it on Canvas Workspace and then send it to ScanNCut, and it's going to be a fun project for you. It's one of those that once you learn how to make the basic shape, you just add whatever you want, whatever kind of image you have. Here I have 3, but you just use whatever you want and you have in mind. The way I do it is I have the basic shape there, the circle, and then you just bring in what you want with the ballerina. I just welded. That's what we're going to learn today, how to weld it. And that's how you get these like connected images. Love this one, the dog. You know, just printed a sentiment and you're done. Just do what you want, and let's go to the tutorial now. So here I am. I already opened Canvas Workspace. That's where we're going to work. This is actually the final product. These are the 2 tags that we're going to print and cut today. And I'm going to teach you from the beginning how to create the tags and then how to assemble it, because there are many different ways. Also, I just want you to know that I used images here, the dog and the cat, because I'm biased with dogs because I have a dog. But I didn't want my crafty friends to be upset because there were no cats. So here we are. You actually can use anything you want. And the beauty of it is that you can, once you have it finished, you can just resize it to whatever size you need. So these are the final. I'm just going to put them aside. Actually, I'm just going to erase them because we're going to start from 0. The first thing we're going to do is find our images. Let me just pull this here. We're going to start with a circle. What we need for these are 3 images only. The circle. This is going to go on the top. I'm just going, if you hold the shift key, it goes in 90 degrees, and it's good to make sure that it's aligned. So there is another image that we're going to need. I'm going to color them all just so it's easier for us to see, and it's good to see the transformations too when we do the remove overlap and also the welding. So this is going to go on the top like this. That's one way of doing it. And now what we need here for the tag is this semicircle right there. That's the other image that we're going to need. Let's give it a color. There you are. So first we're going to decide which size of the tag you want. It doesn't really matter because you can always resize once it's finished, but I'm just going to say 4, okay? 4 because it's a circle, right? If you click on maintain aspect ratio, that's good when you're dealing with an image that you want the proportion to stay the same. So if you change, just look at the circle. If you change with this clicked, then you're able to change everything, the height and the width. If you unclick it, you can just change one of them, see? But if you want a perfect circle, you don't want to do that. So I click on maintain, and you just go 4, 4 and 4. Oh, sorry. Let's start here, 4 and 4. So we have a perfect circle now. Okay, so what we need is for this to cut through the circle, but it's too big. So what we're going to do is so we want a border here, right? You want a border around. I think this is thick enough, maybe a little bit more. I like it thick because if you want to make like one of those, what do you call it? Shaker cards or shaker, the element to be a shaker one, like shaker card or a shaker tag, then you need this to be thicker because you're going to use double-sided tape or foam tape here. But this is good enough. To make sure that it's aligned, we're going to go here, align, we're going to align it to the center. So we know that it's perfectly aligned. I'm just going to pull it down a little bit more. Yeah. I think this is good enough. Yeah. So the next thing we're going to do is I want this to be void, empty. So you click every time you're going to do this process overlap right here. You see where my cursor is? On process overlap, you have some options here. Welding, which is going to be the last thing we're going to use. You remove overlap, remove overlap, divide, and then subtract. So the difference between these two, they do the same thing, but the subtract, it doesn't keep the images that you used. It just removes it and it will be gone. This one you actually have. I'm going to use this one just so you understand what that means. So we're going to select both images because this is going to cut through the circle. But in order for that to happen, and I say this in every tutorial because it is a mistake that we make over and over again, for this to cut through the circle, it needs to be in front of it, okay? So in order to make sure that that's where it is, we're going here on layer, click on layer, click on arrange, and you click on bring to front, not forward. Forward it's going to go just one level, which in this case is okay because we only have 2 levels, so front will be forward. But if you have 3 layers, for example, and you want it to cut through 2, it has to go to front. So I always go to front just to make sure that I don't make any mistakes. So there we are. Looks good. I think I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, guys, because I really like the edges to be thicker. So again, I'm going to align. I think it looks better now. Okay. So in order to cut through, we're going to select both. You just click your cursor here and then you just move your cursor holding it and you click on remove. I'm going to remove overlap because I'll show you the difference between subtract and remove overlap. They do the same thing except that when I click here, it removed it. But well, now how do I know? Here, it has been removed, but it gives you this image here just in case you need it for something. Right now, we don't need it, and we're not going to need it in the future, so I'm just going to erase it. I just wanted to show you the difference. If you had done subtract, it would have subtracted, and this would have disappeared. We would not have this shape. So let's just delete that, and what I'm going to do is to cut and paste, because I want to have 2 more options here. Cut and place and cut and paste. The way you do is Command C, Command V, or Control C, Control V if it's not a Mac, okay? Or you can also click on it, come here, edit, and you duplicate. There you go. It's another way of doing it. I'm just going to have some options here because we're going to change the image just because I want to show you can do this with anything. The next thing we're going to do, well, but it's not finished, so I'm just going to erase it because I forgot that we still have this area, this part here to make. What we're going to do is to add a little, I don't know, holder here with a hole in it so that because that's what makes it a tag, right? So first, what we're going to do is I want to have an image here that is right the same. We're going to use in the middle, we're going to use offset just to make sure. I'm going to try 14. I think 14 is good. Offset inward, yes, and round. And we're going to the original image, we're just going to leave it as is, okay? So there we are. I think it's too thin. No, I'm not going to do that. So we're going to do that again. It's not thick enough because you want ribbon to go through it. So maybe 22. Let's try that. Looks good? Kind of. You know what? I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to eyeball it, and then we can just select both and make sure that it's aligned. I think that's good. Now, it's even smaller because you only need a piece of ribbon here anyway. So again, select both, align center and middle. I think now it's perfect. We're going to do the same thing here that we did here because we want this to be empty for the ribbon to go through, right? So remember what we did? Make sure this image, the one that's going to cut through, is in front. So layer, arrange, bring to front. So now I'm going to use the other one just so you see the difference between remove and subtract. So we're going to subtract this time. Subtract it, see, we don't have that image there. It just subtracts and the image disappears. Good enough. This is too big for the tag, of course. I think it's too big. Let's just move it here and see if it's good. I think a little bit smaller and it'll be perfect there. So let's zoom in because I need to show you something very important. The last thing we're going to do to have the tag ready, we're going to weld it. But before you weld it, the only way you can do welding is that the image has to overlap. If it doesn't overlap, it will not weld. But before I do that, I want to make sure that this is centered. It's always the same thing, guys. You click on here, click on the second image, you're going to click on both, and we're going here to center, align object, center. See, it moved a little bit. So just to make sure, so you're going to click on it, and you're just going to move with your cursor and make sure that it's overlapping. Let me show you closer. See, it has to go under this line a little bit. If it doesn't touch the line and it doesn't overlap, it will not be able to weld. Okay, because weld turns all this into one image only. That's the last thing we're going to do. So we're going to select everything, and this is my favorite thing to do, weld. So you click on weld, and there you are. You have a perfect tag. The next thing you do now is very easy. I have showed you a website that I use all the time to get my SVG files. I use many websites, but this one is a good one. It's called Free SVG. Let me show you. I'm going to show you how I found the dog, just so you find, because you can use any image really. So we're going to click on Google here. We're going to do Free SVG. There you are. That's the website. So click on whatever you want. Tree, flower, dog. Let's do dog, okay? Click on dog, and you have many images here. Let's just find one that you like. I think I already have some downloaded, so I'm going to use this one. So you click on the image that you found, and you just click here. Download SVG. It goes to your download folder. You go back here. The way to find the images, you're going to click here from your computer, SVG, see here? So you click there, there's the image, and you're just going to open it. That's not the dog that I just downloaded, but because I've downloaded so many today, that's the one that I just downloaded. I'm going to use that one because I really like this one. So let me just erase that. We're going to zoom in. Of course, this dog is way too big, so just play with it to see which size would be proportionate. Let's just place it here. Still too big because we want the legs to show, right? I would like these two legs here to show. I think it's good. I'm going to move it to the right a little bit. Let's click on everything again, center. There you are. I'm going to move it to the left because even though it's centered, it doesn't look as good. So do you see here that his leg, the paws are overlapping? That's what you want to do. Because again, it doesn't weld if you don't overlap. So it has to go under the lines. The lines have to touch somehow, okay? So there you are. Last thing we're going to do, and here's what I'm going to do before I forget. I am going to make a copy because I want to show you the cat, and I just wanted to show you that you can actually use this for anything. So there you go. This one is ready. We're going to click on the dog and the tag, and we're going to weld it. There you are. Have a perfect dog tag. Now let's go to SVG. I already have some cats here. I absolutely love this cat here because I just think it's so playful. I'm just going to click on that one because I really love it. Look how whimsical he looks. So we are going, and I'm going to change the color here just so we have two different colors. Ah, that's two. There you go. Let's see the size. Ah, kind of looks perfect, doesn't it? Let's position it. Make sure something, it doesn't have to be the whole image, but something has to touch the other image. Otherwise, it will not weld, okay? So there you are. It looks good to me. We're going to click on both images and we're going to weld. And there you have the tag with the cat. But I just want you to know that this, once you have this base here, you just copy and paste and save your, for example, if you just do the dog, after you finished, you can just click on it, change the size to whatever size you want. It's ready to go. But you can also, like I did, always have this ready so you don't have to redo it, and save it as a file, like the basic tag or something, and then you just use it with whatever you want. Let me just make an experiment here because you know me and my ballerinas. So I want to go here to my crafting with Paula, and I have images for projects. Ballerina. There, I even have one. Let me choose one of these ballerinas. That would be so cool. I think maybe this one. I think this one would be a cool one. So, very big. I don't think this is an SVG though. Let me just get another one. Yeah, it was a JPEG, see? This one is SVG, this one is SVG, this one is SVG. So, let me get this one. There you go. I know it's too big. That's not a problem. So this is just to show you guys that you can just play around with whatever image you have. So if you have a ballerina like this, I want to make the hand, I want to make sure that the hand and the feet touch. Ah, this is gonna be cool. Look, so it goes go down. See that the arm, gonna go down a little bit just so, there you go, perfect. I think this is a perfect position. It goes, overlaps here, and it overlaps here, just to show you guys that you use whatever you want. Oh, look at that, how gorgeous is that? Oh my god, I'm gonna make this tag. Okay, so this is it, very easy. Next thing we're going to do is just send this to our dear ScanNCut and just retrieve it, and we're going to cut, and I'll just show you the tag and ways to assemble it, okay? Because you can actually make it a shaker tag, and I'll make one just so you know what that means. You can actually just, before we added this, when you only had the circle and this, and you can just do without this and actually do a panel, a card panel with this, and just cut through, use this. If you have, let's say, the card panel here, right here, just use this to cut through. It's a beautiful card panel too. So you can do so many things with this. Next thing you're going to do is export. Click on File, Export. That's what I'm going to do. Too small to cut. Yeah, of course. No, but it's okay. Sometimes it says that, but once it gets there, it's not too small. So there you go. Let's go to ScanNCut now, and I'll show you how to retrieve the image and cut it. Now here on ScanNCut, it's very simple. You're going to click on Retrieve Data, and that's how we sent it through Wi-Fi. It's going to retrieve those 3 tags. So we are going to edit. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't know why that is there, but it's not erasing. Okay, so that's the dog, the cat, and the ballerina. I am going to do this. I'm going to duplicate the dog. Object Edit. I want more than one, so I'm going to do 4. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this here. I know that my paper is already loaded and I know where it is, so if I place it here, it will be fine. It has to be more or less here. Yeah. So there. I don't think it's gonna fit too. It's too big. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to make it smaller. Same thing here. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. It's too big. This one is gigantic. I'm gonna have just one ballerina. Okay. Okay, that's done. I'm done. Here's how you do that. I'm sorry, I do it really fast, so just click there, okay? So now I think I'll be able to position my tags. Here's good. Here's good. Here's good. So I should be, yeah, I'm going to go a little bit up. Yeah, I think that's good, good, good. A little bit higher. Perfect. And just click on OK. Please select cut. It's going to tell you how long after. See here, it already tells it's going to take about 3 minutes. Click on start and let's just wait for ScanNCut to do its magic, okay? And I'll show you afterwards and also how to assemble some ways to use those tags. And here it is. I am really curious, guys, to see what comes out of this. So this is the moment that we all love. You know, I lost this for so many months. I had no idea where it was. And one day I was cleaning and I looked under one of my furniture pieces here and there it was. Okay, so I usually do this because I do think it makes it much easier. Oh my God, look at this. How perfect. Let me just zoom in. There you go. How perfect is that? Guys, this is one. Let me get the cat for the cat lovers. Very whimsical cat. Look at that. This is not an easy one to cut, guys, but it's perfect. Look at that. And let's now check my ballerina. Oh, I have to clean this part here, but it has cut. It just needs some cleaning, but look at my ballerina, guys. How cool is this? I am sure you're going to right now run to your craft room for those who have it. Mine is in the kitchen. So there you are. We have beautiful ready to go tags. I am going to show you how to create a shaker tag, just so you know the options you have. Oh my goodness, look at that. I love it. This is the leftover. Kind of want to use that for something too. Let me just put all of them here so you can see. Let me focus again. There you are. These are the tags that we just made. Very simple and once, and that's the beauty of ScanNCut. Once you have the file, as I told you, just keep the file of the plain tag and just keep changing the central image. And I'll show you now how to create a shaker card. Oh, sorry, shaker tag. Do you love it or what? I do. So here we are. I have made already and put together one of the tags for you. Here it is, one of the dog ones. All I did here is just add paper to the back like this, and it's very easy to do. All you need to do is just put the tag on a piece of paper, use your pencil, and just go around and cut it with scissors. That's it. And then you have the back. So because it adds, it adds some patterns here, you can use different patterns for that. And I also, as you can see, I use the sentiment here, a little pause and a little heart, just to give it a little bit more of interest. The thing now, looking at it, guys, I don't know if you agree, but I think this is way too big for the tag. It's a little bit too big. So I would make this whole much, much smaller, and even this whole image here. So just keep that in mind, okay? but here is one of the tags for you. And the other one I'm going to show you how to make is the shaker one. So the shaker one, what you do is you're going to add, use the ballerina. So what you do is you add acetate, piece of acetate here first. Then you use double-sided foam adhesive like this. It's a little bit tricky because it's round, but it's very doable because it's very malleable. So you just go around and then you fill it up. You can, the other thing that I do too, but I didn't have foam sheets here, you can also just cut a foam sheet, the same size here and the same shape. You do the same thing that I just showed you how. You use a pencil. Let's pretend this is foam, and you can just cut foam. I think it's simple. It's much simpler than just using these tiny pieces of foam tape here. So now that you have the acetate and the foam tape, what you do is you're going to add some of these sequins, whatever you want inside. So what we're going to do is you have to cut another piece just like I did the same way. Just put it on the paper like that. And that's what's going to be on the base. So let me just remove this so you can see it better. Oops, sorry. So here it is. What we're going to do is we're going to add some sequins. And then you just, I don't want that many, it's too much. Let me get some of it out. I just want a little bit of sequins because I have this thing that I bought. I want to show you guys. This, look at that. I have never used it. It is the cutest thing. It's little tiny little, I don't know, it's not sequins, they call it microbead. Sorry guys, I had my dog come into the room, but anyway, these are the microbeads that I found here at Michael's, my local Michael's. I was going to try to do this, but as you can see, this doesn't work because they're so tiny. So I just decided to switch and use the other side of the tag, which already has the foam to protect, so it kind of holds it in place. These micro beads are so cute. You can find that at Joann's too, if you have any craft store, I guess. It's really, really cute. It's not expensive. I will have the link below to all these products if I find them, but I believe I can. So what you do is just add a few colors. I added like red and pink, and also the other one that I bought has like gold and silver. This one is really nice. It's like this glittery, just little tiny beads really, and they just add some shine to it, which I often think that ballerinas deserve because they do shine when they dance. So yeah, so this is the way to do your tag as a shaker tag. You just add those, you can add foam. Sometimes I have foam sheets too. This is the micro beads, the golden one that I was showing you. But you can add either those foam tapes or the foam sheets. I usually use foam sheets because I think they're more stable and regular. I'm having a hard time here opening this. It's not easy to do crafts with long nails, as you know, but yeah. So this one is the micro bead, but it has only like golden, oops, that was a mistake. So I use my pencil here to help just get that tape off. So as you see, it's just golden and silver. So you just add what you want, add some sequins, which I will do very soon, you know, the ones that are on the right over there, because I like to have some big elements as well. But you just add whatever you have at hand. It's really a fun way to do tags. I do a lot of shaker cards as well. We just do the same process on the top of, you know, the first layer of the card. Now I'm just gonna add those sequins because those micro beads are so tiny. It's good to have some bigger elements added too. And the last thing you're going to do is to actually just make sure that you cover. I'm just removing now the outer layer of the foam tape. This is a very thick foam tape, but foam tapes are very strong, and the one that I use right here, I'll have the link below too, is a very thick one, so you don't have to double it up. Sometimes they're very thin and you have to have like 2 layers, which doesn't happen here because it is quite thick. So the last thing that we're going to do is to just cover the shaker card, get my fingers off of here, there you go, and just add the base, which I cut the same way that I showed you before. You just use a pencil and just cut it, or you can just cut it on ScanNCut too once you have this done. So there you go, your shaker tag is ready. I'm just pressing a little bit to get all the glue. Make sure that it's all closed because you don't want those microbeads to come out of there. So there you go. Let me just turn around and show you. It looks really cute. It's hard to see it on the camera with the camera, but let me just zoom in a little bit so the ballerina is shining and getting what she deserves. So there you are. That's the shaker tag. The other ones are just regular ones. Let me get some of this glitter out of the way. My craft room is loaded with glitter everywhere. There is the other one that I showed you in the beginning, the dog one. Now guys, I really want to share with you about this glue. It's a game changer. I've been seeing this glue around lately in all the channels that I follow on YouTube. I'm sure you have heard of it. It's called Art Glitter. I'll have the link below. It is the best glue. You guys know, and if you've been watching my videos, you know that I love this one, which is called the Tombow glue. Excellent too, but this one is way more affordable. The Tombow glue is quite expensive. This one is just as good, is very strong. The only caveat here is that it's quite quick dry, so make sure that you know where you position your things. You have a little bit of wiggle room as you do with any glue, liquid glue, but my goodness, I am a big fan now. I just bought 2 big 8-ounce. This is 8 ounces. I'll have the link below for you for the 8-ounce. I believe they even have a 12 ounces and a 16 too, but it's wonderful. I don't think I will be switching to any other glue ever again. Excellent. So here we are. That's the final product. I hope you had fun today and you learned. And I'm sure you'll be doing your own tags from now on. Just use your ScanNCut and just cut as many as you wish. Once you have the file, you just save it, and that's it. So have a good day. I hope you have a good week and you have some fun crafting. I will see you next week.